Hello, I'm Haley, and this is Taya, and welcome to Haley and Taya Rip Up Supernatural and Start Over, and also sometimes talk about other stuff. A podcast. Today's
Also
St.
known as
Patrick's
HATRUSA.
Day.
Also known as HATRUSA. Did I even say that before you went off?
No?
It's St. Patrick's Day?
Okay, so we've been doing a really bad recording job, as in we usually are supposed to record on Saturdays, but we keep not doing that. So it's Wednesday the 17th, so it's St. Patrick's Day right now.
Oh, okay. I guess that's what happens when, Sorry if I'm out of it. I have a new puppy, and I have not been sleeping. Anyway, welcome to Hatrusa. Today, this week we're talking about season 1, episode 14, Nightmare, which aired on February 7th of 2006. We're in 2006 now. It was written by Sarah Gamble and Rael Tucker.
Yeah, and before we start the discussion for today's episode, I have made note to mention a content warning for staged suicide, child abuse, mention of alcoholism, and suicide.
Yes. So, we won't go into like a lot of details aside from
Mentioning that it happens.
mentioning that they happened, and we are going to also probably mention the method. So, if that is not it for you, stay safe and skip this one.
Yeah, and also, like, I don't know if you're watching the episodes along with it, but
Yeah.
don't watch the episode.
Yes, this one is a much darker, more serious episode. I feel like the next one is like a little bit more goofy, so I could be wrong about that. So no one call me out if I'm wrong. I don't remember it well, but yeah, this one might be one to skip if that is not your jive. But yeah, so this one is a Psychic Sam episode.
Yep, and I'm gonna do my summary is the word. Okay, so we start out and Sam, well, we don't know that Sam's having a nightmare, but Sam's having a nightmare. We find that out after, but we are in a scene of a garage and the guy's pulling into the garage and then everything starts closing and the car shuts off, like turns it, the car, he dies. It's a frame, it's like framed as he trapped himself in the car with the engine running so that he would die from the carbon monoxide. But Sam knows that that's not what happened because he saw it happen and he wakes up and it's like, whoa, it was a nightmare. Crazy. And it got Taya and we were like, whoa, cool transition. But so that happens and Sam's like, Dean, we gotta go. And Dean's like, Sam, you don't even know this is real. It's probably fake. And Sam's like, no, it's definitely real. So they go, Sam calls the police and gets a bunch of information about it, and then finds out that, hey, it is real. This guy does exist, and shit's going really bad because he's dead when they get there. He's already dead. Oops. Uh-oh.
He's been dead for 2 hours.
He's been dead for 2 hours. Sorry, Sam, you couldn't have stopped this one. So then Sam's like, fuck, and they go to the house the next
The
day.
wake.
Yeah, it's like a wake, and they're dressed as priests, and they talk to the wife and the son a little bit. And Max is the son, Alice is the wife. And Max is like a little bit off, and Sam's like, huh, curious. And then after that, Sam goes home. Well, not home. They go to the motel, which has birch trees in it for some reason, and Sam starts having a huge headache and then has a vision of the uncle who they also met there. But
Uh-huh.
I forgot to mention that. They met the uncle at the wake. He was a huge jack off. And Sam sees a vision of him getting his head cut off with a window. And Sam's like, oh no. They find out the uncle's address and they go to find him. But then when they're chasing him up or whatever, he gets his head cut off anyway. Uh-oh, another guy died. And Sam's like, what is happening right now? And Dean's like, I don't know, this is weird shit. And Sam's like,
Mm-hmm.
ah. And Dean's like, okay. So then Sam eventually has another premonition of the the mom getting stabbed. But this time he sees that Max is there doing the stabbing, but
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
telekinesis. And you're like, whoa. He has powers too? And they get there in time to stop it, but she gets her pushed, and Max gets Dean's gun from his pocket with his magic powers. and Sam gets Dean to go upstairs to wait so Sam can talk to Max. And then Sam finds out that Max's mom also died in the nursery with fire and on the ceiling. And they're like, whoa, crazy. And then Sam gets locked in the closet by Max because Max is like, I'm gonna go kill her actually. And Sam's like, no, don't. But then Max locks him in the closet behind a like thing, and when he's in there, Sam has a premonition of Dean getting shot, and that's our first like Dean gets fucking killed, but not really. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then Sam busts out. We find out later he did it with his own telekinesis, which he can apparently do. So basically, this episode is a very long. Oh wait. Oh, sorry, I forgot to
You're
mention.
not done.
Sam gets out of the closet. Max went upstairs to shoot the stepmom because we found out it's a stepmom. Oh my god, I completely forgot about the entire abuse plot.
Yeah, I'll talk about it after. Just finish this thought.
Okay. Max tries to shoot the stepmom, but then doesn't, and Sam talks him down from it. At least he thinks he does, but then Max turns the gun on himself and shoots himself. The whole episode is basically just a long version of saying, hey, Sam, you're not the only one who has powers, but you don't know why, though.
Yes. Okay, so to fill in a few of the blanks that Haley missed, which you did a pretty good job. It's a pretty basic episode when you break it down. One thing to note is that when they're at the wake pretending to be priests, Dean goes upstairs and uses a little thingy that he made to search for ghosty demons and such and the vibes they give
Right.
off. And there are no vibes. There are no vibes. So basically, he doesn't think like there's actually anything like really supernatural going on until the uncle gets his head guillotined with a window.
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure out what it is because it's not a spirit, it's not a demon, like it's not a haunting, it's not a curse. Like they don't know what it is, which is one of the confusing things. And then between the uncle getting killed and Sam getting the premonition about the stepmom, they go and talk to the neighbor across the street who tells them that Max had been physically abused by his father and uncle for pretty much his whole life, so bad that like he broke his arm or arms once. His dad was an alcoholic. His mom, his birth mother, died in an accident. And like the stepmom never did anything. So that's why he kills his dad, his uncle, and then his mom, stepmom. And one of the reasons that his father gives for abusing him is because he blames Max for what happened to his mom, aka the whole burning on the ceiling deal.
Yeah.
Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
Fuck!
Anyway.
That's what you missed on Glee, guys.
I'm so tired.
I'm also fucking tired, but that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll pop right into my notes.
I'm so sorry if you can hear dogs barking at any point.
Oh, I
now
can.
that we have 2 dogs, it's like, how much can we bark?
That's how it goes with dogs. So, my first note is that there was a new opening. Teo noticed that before I did. There was a new opening this time, mostly topical because it meant this was a psychic Sam episode, and the opening was like a lot of things about Sam's psychic stuff.
Yes.
Then I have the note strange vibes because Sam in the opening recap thing Sam was like, I just get these strange vibes, and I was like, that's a really good quote. Then I have, oh fuck, it was a premonition. That's when we found out that it was a premonition and not had actually happened yet, but technically it had happened. But it,
well,
you know,
it's going to happen.
It's
they were
going
just
to
too
happen.
slow getting to Michigan.
Right. Here's my one.
Oh my god.
I wrote he messy hair Dean, and then after that, shortly after that, Dean says, Sam, it's just a nightmare. So I wrote, haha, nightmare, title of the episode. Nice. And then when we get to the actual place, the address, and the, like, accident, the scene of the crime, there was an American flag police car.
Which was a lot.
So I wrote that down. And then I have the quote from Alice, the stepmom, being like, everything was so normal. Oh, wait, was that the neighbor who said that? Yeah, that was the neighbor. And it's like, fucking God, shut up.
She was like, he was always so normal, but you never know what's going on behind closed doors or something.
Yeah.
Or in his mind or something. And I was like, ma'am, congratulations on having like 2 lines and making me hate you.
Yeah, we hated the neighbor.
Well, not the neighbor. This is just a random extra who never shows up again.
Yeah, but she was a neighbor.
She was a neighbor, but not the neighbor that tells them about the physical abuse.
Right, yeah. We hated the old lady neighbor. So then I have Dean said supernatural, turn the show off. End it here. We don't need it anymore.
We never needed it.
No, we didn't. I have the light mood setting speckly rain because Taya noticed that it was when they during the like debriefing at the scene, it's like raining just a little bit, but like they're not wet.
They're not getting damp at all. Their jackets aren't getting like the shoulders
Spotty.
aren't getting damp. Yeah, which is kind of funny to me.
I said it's deflecting off of them.
Yeah, it's part of Sam's magic powers.
It's part of his magic.
I guess.
It's some foreshadowing. So then I have Sam's hair looks not great. That's when they're disguised as priests and they're at the wig thing. Sam has his hair like pushed back really funny and it looks bad for him. It's not a good one. Then I have Dean as a priest trying to move in on this widow is disgusting.
I don't know if he was really trying to like.
He was smiling way too much.
He was smiling way too much. He didn't know how to like properly speak to someone who was grieving, and I think that's pretty consistent for him. He just has no fucking clue how to speak to people who are like grieving the death of a loved one.
Right.
But just like the way he went about it was just so awkward. And Haley was like, "It seems like he's flirting," and I was like, "It just seems like he's terrible at this."
Yeah, he like hands her a tissue and it was just like weird. But yeah, I guess it is just Dean being bad at being a human. My next note is this is my favorite part I think of watching the episode is when Max is first introduced on screen, Taya and I were both like, "Wow, how old is this guy supposed to be? He looks like he's 30." But then I immediately realized all of the demon kids are the same fucking age. Like that's the whole thing is that Azazel, sorry, like fucking spoiler alert, the demon's name is Azazel. He's the prince of hell. And he's the reason Sam has psychic powers. And his whole thing is that he wanted demons the same age. Nope. He wanted like an army of kids the same. I don't know. I don't remember the exact plot, but they're the same age. So Taya and I were really like, what age is this guy? Before I remembered all of the demon kids are the same fucking age. We are so dumb. So that's my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah.
Then I have the note, Sam is dying? Because when he had a headache, he was like really rolling around on the ground making faces. And he was just like dying. He was gone. And in that same vein, I have written, it's happening again. And I've written that out in lowercase capital, lowercase capital, lowercase capital text in my notes to really make fun of the way that he said it, because he said it really fucking funny. My next note is Max looks constantly uncomfortable, which we realized why, but
yeah,
the actor just looked constantly uncomfortable, which I guess was probably what they were going for.
Yeah, that was probably the acting intention there.
Yeah, there's intention there. Then my next note is just abuse in all caps.
Subtle.
And then a frowny face. My next note is, the knife effects were really bad with the stepmom being stabbed. When Sam has the premonition, and even like further in the scene, I didn't make another note of it, but in the scene when they actually get there before she gets stabbed because they stop it, and when he gets the gun, the effects are really bad.
The gun effects are especially bad because both the knife and the gun, you get some really good close-up shots of them, and they're so like they're so shiny. Like it's so, I know it's 2006 and they have the budget of like probably a shoestring because it's season 1, but they're so shiny and fake looking. And when in the premonition he actually stabs her and it goes through the eye, like the blood color is all wrong. It's like a split-second screen of just of it going into her eye and you seeing the blood before it cuts to like practical effects with like actual fake blood and like a knife and like a dummy head. But that
Right.
1 second, you're like, oh my god, it looks awful. And then in the final confrontation, like, it's very intense and, like, a very intense moment. And all I could think about was, like, Jesus Christ, this gun looks horrific.
In the episode, Taya actually directly compared it to Spy Kids.
I did.
In case you were curious. My next note is fathers? Because when Dean and Sam storm into the door, that's the first thing that Alice says. She's just like, fathers?
Yeah, because they were pretending to be priests. But it was just really funny.
Yeah. Then I have the note, Max is super fucking short, because it was in this scene that I realized how fucking short Max was.
He might not even be that short, but Sam and Dean just might be that tall. But his mom is also tall, so it just, like, he looks super short.
Yeah, his proportions just look all off. My next note is she did a twirl, smiley face. Max, like, did he use his telekinesis to push her or whatever?
He, like, threw her into the island and she smashed her head on the side.
But, like, she did a twirl in the process. Yeah. It was kind of, I laughed. It was funny. Sorry. My next note is a note for HATRUSA remake that Sam with layers needs to be a constant. We talked in the episode about the fact that we're pretty sure that Sam stops wearing layers at some point.
Or as many.
Neither of us remember that exactly, but I distinctly remember that he just wears flannels and, like, plaid shirts towards the end. So in a HATRUSA remake, Sam needs to always be wearing layers.
Yes.
Next note is Sam is literally so upset. This was something I kept saying throughout the episode, but it just kept getting progressively more. Sam was just like, he felt so bad about everything happening because he felt like he could stop it.
He just had so much guilt the whole time.
And that especially when he finds out that, like, his mom and Max's mom were, like, taken out by the same thing. You can see it on his face. He looks visibly, like, flushed and upset the entire time. And, like, sometimes he's, like, keeps being all teary-eyed. And you're just like, oh, Sam.
Yeah.
Then I have, speaking of, wow, Sam and Max's moms both got demon killed, is the note after that. Followed by, this episode is heavy fucking loaded. Because this episode was heavy fucking loaded. It was not a funny one. It was not a goof 'em up.
No.
This episode was just
all.
dark as hell. But actually, you know what? Not dark in lighting, though. I think the lighting was pretty good in this episode.
The lighting was decent, aside from when they were, like, in the car in the middle of the night talking, but that was, like, intentional. And,
right.
Like, also, like, I didn't need to see, like, their face. We got some of that classic supernatural half-shadow face again.
Right. So, good on you for the lighting, guys.
That was something.
Then my second to last note is Dean really found out that Sam could use telekinesis, not telepathy. Haley, fuck you, idiot.
Telepathy anyway.
Telekinesis. What?
It's telepathy. You said telepathy.
Fuck, I'm tired.
Me too, man.
I hate this. Anyway, Dean really found out Sam could use telekinesis and told him to bend a spoon.
Well, there is a reason for that.
Sam is like, Dean, I moved the thing. And Dean's like, yeah. Dean's like, wow, you're really strong, huh? And Sam's like, no, I mean, like, I moved it like Max does. And Dean's just like, huh, okay. And he, like, walks to the side and picks up a spoon, and he's like, bend the spoon then.
Okay, but do you want to know why?
And Sam's like, I can't do it on command.
Do you want to know why? There's actually, like, a reason.
There's a reason?
Yeah, because
for earlier,
what? For him saying bend a spoon.
Oh yeah, it's like a psychic thing.
Yeah, like he mentioned it earlier in the episode about Max.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He said so he's psychic, he's a spoon bender. It's on the trivia page. Oh. It's under cultural references. It's a reference to psychic Uri Geller.
Well, you know what?
Claimed one of his first telekinetic acts was accidentally breaking a spoon during a meal when he was 4. And several televised recordings of his performance showed him bending spoons, among other tricks.
Here's how I think about spoon bending with sidekicks is Mob Psycho 100.
Still
So
haven't watched that one. I'm sorry. I know it's very good. I just
it
haven't
is a pretty
watched it.
good one. It's okay. I will not kill you for it. Don't worry.
Thank
Um,
you.
and then my last note is Dean and Hatrusa remake uses a lot of cool
Oh my god,
gadgets
please.
because
Yes.
Sam, I mean, no, not Sam.
Dean.
Dean is set up in the first season at least to be pretty like tech savvy, at least to an extent, especially with like
Mm-hmm.
supernatural gadgets. And they don't really use that many techy things.
I think they continue using EMF readers, but in this one specifically, it's got like lasers,
Yeah,
pointers, and
there's
like
fucking
a screen
lasers on
display.
there.
It's called the infrared thermal scanner, and it's the first and only episode in which he uses that. And he definitely in this season has like a lot more gadgets, and I think it'd be really cool, especially since Sam has like actual powers. I think it would be cool if Dean had like more mechanical, like actual physical things that they could use.
Right.
Especially if we want to go the route that like Sam's powers do stick around more, because I'm pretty sure, and I can't confirm, but I'm pretty sure at some point Sam's powers just like aren't there anymore, and I think it might be because he died. But it's like you know, if you're watching it all in one go and not over 15 years with like season breaks and mid-season finale breaks, it's like where the fuck did Sam's powers go and why? And I don't know if they ever explain it. So like it would be cool for Sam to have the powers and for Dean to have his techie gadget stuff.
Right. You wanna know something?
What?
That's what they called me in high school.
What?
I was gonna make that joke earlier, but then I let you keep talking, and I think I zoned out. I'm tired. I don't remember now. I don't remember what it. the
Okay.
the thing that Dean uses.
Infrared thermal scanner?
That's what they called me in high school.
Great joke, Haley. We're killing it tonight. Wow.
So yeah, that's all my notes.
Yeah, and I don't have anything more to add really. I think that this is a fine episode. It gets its plot across. It has some good emotional Sam moments. It's moving the plot of the season forward, or well, the next several seasons, because this is gonna be a thing for a hot bit. So, I mean, it's fine. It's
It's very
dark.
much an exposition episode.
It's an exposition episode, and it's hard to talk about in the way we usually do, because all the characters are a lot more morally gray, and there's also not as many of them because two of them immediately die, so you just have Alice and Max really, and both of them are like not like, it's not like we can't be like, oh my god, we love this character, because it's like it's not like there's some morality things going on and deep discussions about like, is this like the thing you should be doing even if they did treat you horribly, and
Hey,
etc etc. What?
this is super off topic.
Please go off topic, my head hurts.
No, it's really important.
Okay.
I went onto the Special Children Wikipedia page and
Okay.
I was looking at the pictures of the special children. And one of
Okay.
the special children is played by an actress who is a lead character in iZombie.
That's just because you love iZombie. Hold on, let me click through.
This is so crazy. She also has the same birthday as me.
Who the fuck? Hold on.
I'm
Also,
waiting.
is it Ava?
No.
No? God damn it. Is it Lily?
Yeah. You mean the
There's
only
only
other girl?
Yeah. Sorry. Who is this? Is this alternate Sam? Who the fuck is this?
That's Demon Blood World Sam, it says.
All is it because I have alternate dot dot dot.
If you hover over it and look at the
I'm not
little
getting
link at the
anything when I
bottom.
hover.
Oh, well, if you open the link, if you open image in new tab, and look at the image address, it says demonbloodworldsam.png.
Then why does it say alter? What is Demon Blood World Sam?
I don't know.
What? He looks so much older too. What episode is this? This is so off topic. Literally, like, this looks like season, like, maybe like 11.
It's season 15.
What?
It's Sam Winchester from the episode Atomic Monsters.
What?
Yeah, it's Sam from the episode Atomic Monsters, where he was a former hunter who had become the leader of a demon army after getting addicted to drinking demon blood.
Anyway, I want to know why actually it looks like, hold on, I'm reading through it, because one thing I asked, I was like, I feel like Sam was the only one who was able to have multiple powers, so I'm checking to see if anyone else had extra powers, but I think Sam is the only one who is.
I love that.
No, Jake has two. Okay.
Oh.
But Sam has like 4. And I don't know if
Very
there's a reason
fun.
why.
It's because he's a Winchester.
Okay, we're just going with that. Can we move on? Because I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I do too. So, from here, we're going to crack shipping, where I wrote absolutely the fuck not.
There's nothing here.
Moving on from there, there's brought to you by, and
Woohoo.
I'd like to say that today's episode was brought to you by 2 + 2 = question mark by Bob Seger.
The Bob Seger system.
Oh, on the Wikipedia page it says just.
Oh, okay.
Bob
If you go to
Seger.
TuneFind, 2 + 2 = question mark is by the Bob Seger system, but Lucifer is by Bob Seger, and I don't know what the difference is.
Huh.
But mine is gonna be Someone Else by the Peasants, which is in the Netflix version when they drive to Michigan, if you listen to the Netflix version.
But we didn't hear it because we were talking.
We don't even know what we were talking about. It was probably some nonsense.
We're both fucking exhausted. Our next section is Fave Wiki, and I don't remember who went first last time, so you can go first.
Okay, so this wiki isn't funny because this episode isn't really that funny, but it did have some good quotes. I have the first one, which is Sam saying, "We're not gonna kill Max," and Dean saying, "Then what? Hand him over to the cops and say, 'Lock him up, officer. He kills people with the power of his mind,'" which I think is kind of funny.
Yeah, and then mine is also a quote, which was in my notes, actually, but then I found it on the Wikipedia as well, so it just happened to work out, is when Sam is talking to Dean in the car at in the car at one point, Sam's like, "Our family's cursed," and Dean's like, "Our family's not cursed. We just have our dark spots." And Sam laughs and he says, "Our dark spots are pretty dark." And then Dean just goes, "You're dark." And it was really funny and relatable. #relatable.
Just supernatural things.
Just supernatural things. Our next section is my section where I rate it.
Yep.
And today I'm rating it a 4 out of 10 Psychic Kids. It wasn't a bad episode. It was just exposition heavy, and it made me sad.
Yeah, honestly, we were so distracted with this one, and I don't know if it was because, like, there is suspense, but you're just kind of like, eh, or if it's because we were really tired.
It could be the tired thing, but also it doesn't help that it's just heavily exposition, and I'm sorry, like, exposition can be as good as, like, anything else, but it needs to be done, like, entertainingly, not just, like, you can't just be like, here's some exposition, also there's an abuse plot. I'm gonna be like, fuck.
Yeah. I'll say on IMDb, this gets an 8.3 stars out of 10, which... Have we had any other 8.3s right now? Let me check.
I mean, like, that's not a bad rating. I think, like, it deserves that.
No, that puts it between... that puts it above Phantom Traveler, but below, Bloody Mary, Skin... Yeah,
Okay.
below that. Because, Bloody Mary and Skin are 0.4, and the other one I mentioned is 0.2.
Love that.
So it's a middling episode.
Cool. So, that's it for me for saying things right now. Take the floor, Taya.
Oh, great. Thanks. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of Hatrusa. We hope you enjoyed it, even though it's kind of messy and we're very tired. Thank you for being patient with us as we've been taking a few breaks. But life, man, life.
We're both in college, and
I have a dog.
And I work with kids.
We're having a time. Please share this podcast everywhere you can. Tell your friends and your family, and they don't have to watch Supernatural to enjoy this podcast because we do a recap. And also, we're changing things anyway, so save yourself some time and energy. And if you don't have Netflix, a Netflix subscription, and just listen to us instead. Please like, comment, review, whatever on any sites. We do not do any sort of advertising, so word of mouth is the best we got, and man, we are bad at it.
We are so bad at it, in fact, that Taya's friends, who they talk to on a regular basis, just found out today that they have a Supernatural podcast.
Pretty awkward. They were like, what is this? And I was like, I swear I've spoken about this before. Oops. But anyway, you should share it. You can share it on Twitter, Instagram. Sometimes I'm bad at updating Instagram and Tumblr. You can also send us asks if you want to talk to us on Twitter through Curious Cat or just through Tumblr. We love to talk about our opinions very clearly because it's been 35 minutes.
This is a shorter one too.
I know. and I don't think I have anything else to say. If there's something I usually say, it's been lost to the
I
ethers.
don't remember, but you know what I do have to say something.
Yeah?
Hey, Taya.
Hey, Haley.
Do you remember the next episode at all?
No, I'm looking at this blurb
because
on IMDb, and I'm like, what is it talking about?
I don't remember it even a little bit, so that'll be fun.
What is the book sheriff?
I have no idea, so we'll see you.
Oh, by the book sheriff. I'm sorry,
shut
I
up.
can't read.
So we'll see you, we'll catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.